welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted podcast. It's me, Adam Hunter. We got a great show today. We have, of course, Andrew is here. My man, Andrew Montanez from Pluto TV, former fighter in Strikeforce and Pride and ONE FC. We also have Yves Edwards. Yves, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I should probably get up on the mic, huh?
You're killing it, man. Killing it on Fox Sports. You're doing great, man.
Thank you, man.
I'm super happy for you. I remember last year you were homeless, and now you're on TV every week, man.
I'm about to be homeless again if I don't find a roommate.
Really?
No, I won't be homeless, but I do want a roommate.
What about the girl that you guys still?
Yeah, no, she's still at work, but she's still overseas.
I like her. She comments on a lot of my Instagram posts. Yeah.
You talking to my girl, man?
But like in like a funny way. Like I don't know. I like her. She's very opinionated.
She's smart. She's smart as shit.
And then of course we got Ryzen superstar. She makes most guys Ryzen when they see her. Alyssa Garcia, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Now Alyssa came to my show the other day. Now Alyssa has been on our show numerous times saying she likes chubby men. Right? That's her thing. She comes to my show on a date with this model guy who's like completely ripped, buff. Like, the guy looks like he just came from the gym. He was in between workouts. He's
not ripped. He's soft. He's chubby. Not chubby. He's probably gonna hear this.
He's soft.
He's but not like ripped and cut up. Like
he's big and like muscular and he's like a model. So this is what your
girth
idea
is a good word for him.
Girth.
Or give him. He's like girthy.
Like, see, with Adam over here and these words y'all playing with is like, I don't know if y'all using innuendo or not.
No, I'm not. No, I don't know if he's girthy or not. That's kind of weird if I would know that. I'm just saying that like she's in the front row, like giving this guy a hand job who looked like he just came from a modeling shoot. Right? Was that your boyfriend? Or you guys?
No.
He's just your bang buddy.
Yeah. I guess
Okay.
you could say that, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now does he know that?
Yes, he knows that.
Okay, that's good. All right, all right. Moving right along. So I had a good week. I went to I did 2 shows at the Haha on Saturday night. It's always funny because like the first show was packed. Sold out. You know, you feel like you're the greatest comic. Next show has like 15 people. They're like on their phones. You know, it's always like you go from like Pam Anderson to Louis Anderson. It's just you go from like it's just like you're going down the Kardashian line but actually it used to be Kim to Khloe, but now I think Khloe.
I think Chloe's the better looking one out of.
Definitely less mileage on her.
I think so.
Who would you rather have out of all the Kardashians?
Actually, Kourtney. I probably want.
Courtney probably is the prettiest one.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm going to show my ass. I know what Kim Kardashian looks like. That's it. I don't know any of them.
Well, add 15 pounds, and then they're all attractive, and the younger ones are attractive too. The
the model, one of them's a model.
I think they're attractive. You don't even know because they have fake asses and fake lips and Botox, and you don't even know if it could be like a 12-year-old Korean boy. You honestly don't know what the fuck. So anyway, then I went to. I was telling my friend about this story I had. One of the craziest comedy shows. So you know Godfrey, one of the funniest comics. Godfrey, black guy.
The funny voice, right?
No, that's Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, okay.
Godfrey used to be the 7-Up guy a long time ago, before you were born probably. And he's been in a lot of stuff. So one time, I used to do the show at Westwood, the Bruco. It was all college kids, right? And Godfrey was in like a bad mood because these kids don't appreciate comedy, and they didn't. They were like super rich kids. Oh. And Godfrey's like parents from Nigeria. He grew up in Chicago. I mean, he just kind of a tough guy, but not like he's he's a really good guy. So he goes up there, and his mom just passed away like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and he was in a bad mood. And it was a bunch of college frat boys, and he's like making fun of one kid. And he's like, "Who would bang you?" And the kid goes, "Your mother." Right? And Godfrey at that point had just taken like his first jiu-jitsu class ever. So he runs into the crowd and just starts choking the kid, right?
No!
Swear, I'm running the show. So, but he goes to the ground, which they don't tell you in jiu-jitsu, don't go to, like, the worst thing. So then the kids, like, frat boy friends are like trying to punch Godfrey, but they all like, kind of were scared.
They punch like girls?
Yeah, they punch. So then I had to go,
girls like
and I was throwing people off. My first instinct was to start cracking kids, you know? But I'm running the show, and Godfrey's in the wrong. You can't just run into the crowd and start beating people up.
Plus, this crowd sounds like the crowd.
You got to back your boy, Adam. I don't know. Like, see, Andrew would have jumped in there and saved me.
Of course, yeah, and then would have paid you for it. But I'm saying but I'm fucking taking kids and throwing them off Godfrey, like throwing all of them off Godfrey left and right, and then like all these like chairs get thrown and all this stuff, and then next thing I know, like yeah, the cops come, but we told the cops that they attacked him because he was black, and they believed it.
And like, we don't need another one of these cases on our hands. Let's just let it go.
Yeah, that's what happened. And then we kept the show going. Yeah, so that was
So they kicked out the frat boys?
Yeah, they kicked out the frat boys. That just
cool.
shows you how sometimes racism works your way.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's because the white guy said it.
I know.
You know?
Oh, really?
If Godfrey would have said, if I was running that show, then I'd be like, round up the niggers. I could say that.
That right? Maybe you're right. That's actually. So we have our first wrestling match today. Alyssa's coming to help me coach.
Oh, yeah.
Helping coach wrestling with me.
I'm excited.
And also we have our first match of the season. I couldn't sleep last night. I was nervous. I was
my
up all
gosh,
night.
really?
Yeah, I was. And then yesterday, of course, someone breaks their leg in practice. A kid broke his. He was in a double leg and he tried to get out the wrong way and then got the.
Up goes the weasel.
Yeah, and then luckily the kid's father was this Iranian national champion, so he is used to wrestling. But of course, another father complained, saying that I'm worried about the safety of the kids. I'm like,
your kid didn't even get hurt. Quit whining.
his kid hurt that kid.
Yeah.
So of course,
He doesn't want to get sued. That's his problem.
but it was just one of those things where I'd never seen that happen before in wrestling. A leg.
Ooh.
I've seen shoulders. I've seen hands, wrists, elbows. I've never seen a leg get broken. But it was it was brutal. And I was trying to make the kid laugh while he was laying there, while the paramedics were there.
Yeah.
And I was like, at least you're gonna get something for Christmas. Or, do you have a girlfriend? I was bombing so hard.
Yeah.
The kid was crying harder after hearing my jokes. It was.
He's like, stop, your comedy's too.
Yeah, he was like, no, it hurts. I'm like, your leg? No, the fucking unemployed comedian. It was
Terrible.
It was terrible. I was thinking though, parents wise, the good that I've had a couple instances with parents over the years of one parent especially said he was a national champion and he wasn't. I think he was on drugs and he was mad because his kid had to wrestle our own kid in a tournament and didn't want that to happen.
He was a state Catholic champion in New York.
Yeah, so he took his kid out of it or something. So, but the good thing about wrestling versus other sports is that if you have a kid that plays football or soccer or you always think your kid's the best on the team, and and the coach is always an asshole for not playing your kid, no matter how bad your kid is. Where wrestling, every kid gets to wrestle, so it's not. The only thing that we do that I don't like is we line them up we put A, B, C. I grade them, and then we put our A kid against their A kid. And our B kid against their B kid usually.
Oh, really?
To make it fair.
Oh, I guess.
Because there are no weight classes. But that kind of sucks. There's no official middle school.
Oh, okay. Oh,
but,
yeah.
but what kind of sucks about that is that you could go 0-4 if you're an A kid, and because you're only going against their best kid for the season. But if you went up against their B or C kid, you would want to win all those matches. So the tournament was really what kind of it's hard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it is what it is.
That's cool, though. At
It's
least
like
you're
their
still doing
system.
it.
I'm happy though. No more singlets this year.
You like that?
I voted on it. I said no fucking because the kids are like, I want to join the team, but I don't want to wear a fucking unitard.
I guess, but it makes it a lot easier. Fingers don't get broken. That's the whole point of a singlet.
Yeah, but we
So-
want kids to join the team too, and the only kids to join the team are black kids because they have huge. I mean, it's just we want kids to join, right? No, I'm kidding. That's not the case. But I'm just saying, don't you think it's a good idea to not have singlets?
I like the traditional singlet, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Wrestling, yeah.
The kids have MMA shorts. They have camouflage shorts, and they have a tank top.
Yeah, I'm not digging it.
Huh.
Yeah, so now
that's-
they look
that's
like a
practice.
bunch of Chads and Brads and their fucking beach outfit tank tops and
Yeah.
board shorts.
There's no reason a kid should not join a team because of the uniform, and that's what happens. Wrestling's hard
That's what
enough.
it is, though.
I would put them in tutus. I don't give a damn.
Man, you know the confidence that would build on kids? I'm wearing this unitard. Oh, you're gay. You wear a unitard, and then he just
They-
fucking blast doubles.
Exactly.
The fucking dude takes his chick.
That is, some people are looking at it
builds
that way,
fucking confidence.
but I look at it look, 10, 11, 12, it's hard enough. And the sport is, I'm telling you, next year we're going to have another 30 kids join the team. I think it'll be better for the team.
See, here's you say that, right? But you're talking about these kids here at this was it a private school?
No, it's a charter school. Oh,
Charter
yeah.
school in Los Angeles. Kids in New York, they ain't thinking about the a unitard. They don't care. They're just wrestling.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that.
They're just wrestling.
It was always an issue.
Was it Kurt Angle who had the fucking cool red, white, and blue singlet?
Yup.
The old school?
Yeah, that's
Dude,
Kurt Angle.
Is
but-
everyone calling Kurt Angle gay?
No, but no one's calling him gay. But kids are like, I don't want. It's just very revealing. It is. I understand it.
Kids wear V-necks down to their fucking belly buttons nowadays.
Yeah, kids that you date. Okay, but I'm just. I see both sides to it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. Which is, it's crazy though, because like coaching as a coach, I've changed over the years. Like our coaches back in the day used to curse at us. I remember we used to drive to wrestling matches. They would lower the van seats and just wrestle us, just beat us up for like 3 hours. Like they used to call us a bunch of pussies and that. But like, I remember one time I was coaching and the kid's like, my knee hurts. I'm like, quit being a pussy. And just the
He's like
whole
8 years old.
the whole room just stared at me, and I was like, cat, pussy, cat, meow. It was fucking like, but
Cover it up.
but now over the years, like when I first came like 12 years ago, some kids like was such a wise guy. If you don't stop doing that, I'm taking that flagpole and sticking up your butt. That's what I told them. I was like, and then some other kids like, he'll probably enjoy it. I was like, we have pretty funny kids.
That's hilarious.
I mean, does your son wrestle or?
Nah, my son's a nerd, man.
Yeah.
And I love it. He's into coding. He's on his robotics team, and he's the coder, so he's the one that makes the robot go where they want it to go.
That's so
Shit.
cool.
That kind of stuff.
That's intense.
And are you sure it's your son?
Yeah, right?
Holy crap.
I can't do shit but play video games.
No, but when you went to him, you went to science camp with him, though, right?
Yeah.
Now, were you the dumbest parent in science camp?
I didn't stay at science camp.
Oh.
Parents didn't go to science camp.
I thought you
Like,
went with your kid to science camp.
I
That's why you missed my wedding.
I stayed in Houston with him.
Oh, now the story is changing.
No, the story didn't change. I didn't go to the camp with him, but it was my time to be with him, so I had to go and pick him up, and I stayed in Houston.
Oh, so you
that he
dropped
could
him
go
off
to
and
the
you
camp.
partied in Houston.
I trained, yeah.
All right.
I went to like his. There was one day when they were flying drones and flying simulators.
Yeah.
I went to that. That was cool, but
That is
it
really
wasn't. It
cool.
wasn't
you?
prepared.
Like
What?
your kid is like smarter than you? Like
Yeah.
that would scare
Does
me.
it scare me? No, because then that's a good thing. I need him to be smarter than me.
Yeah.
I got hit in the head way too many times.
Scare me. I'm gonna like open the door and there's like a booby trap or something. This kid's like all smart, like got all this crazy
Just don't
stuff.
be an asshole, and your kid won't try to kill you.
Yeah. No, his kid is so sweet. I met his kid. He's the nicest. He's like 13 or 15 going
14
on
now.
like 60. He's just like an old soul.
Oh, that's
and he's
cool.
super polite and like respectful, and like we're sitting here talking about like all the chicks we banged and all this. He's on the couch like inventing
just
like
inventing.
curing
Wait,
cancer.
you
and
say
stuff.
we? I wasn't talking about banging chicks in front of my kid.
Yeah, you were cursing and talking about those nights
you're gonna
and
get him in trouble.
those nights at Pride, but you and Rampage double teamed those Japanese girls.
Horrible.
Meanwhile, the kids catching Pokemon.
I'm not doing anything with Rampage like that.
That's sweet.
All right, listen. By the way, so we have two guests this week calling in. One is Brittney Palmer. We're gonna call her a little bit. She blocked me on Twitter, so so this should be interesting. But first, we're actually going to get out of our comfort zone for a second, and we're gonna talk to a guy who is named Justin Peck, who is actually a off-road racer. He's sponsored by Lucas Oil. He's got his own race team.
What's his name?
He wrote a book, Lucas Peck, and he's also the guy also has a book out where he's bipolar, and he talks about being bipolar and being successful being bipolar. Now that's it's gonna be very interesting because I never a bipolar off-road guy might
Yeah,
not be
I don't know. That'd be really bad. What is it? Road rage. I would not want to be stuck in traffic with that guy.
Yeah. So, but let's call him and let's see what's going on with this guy, Justin Peck. Here we go. Boom. Here we go. Hey, hello, Justin.
You there?
Yes, I'm here. How you doing, man?
All right. I think we're doing all right.
All right, you're on the MMA Roasted podcast. It's me, Yves Edwards, as well as Alyssa Garcia. I got two professional fighters with me. One possible Hall of Famer. My vote's in for the Hall of Fame. How are you doing, man?
Sounds like a party.
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Now, I was reading all this stuff about you. You're a very fascinating man. You have a book out now, right?
Yes, I do.
And what? And the name of your book is called Bulletproof, correct?
Yep. That's me.
Because I mean, you had some crazy fight. It says here you have an off-road racing team. You have 3 professional cars, 5 regional cars, 1 national junior race car. You also found Gear 49 Nutrition, a supplement company that creates products for bodybuilders and racers. You're a very fascinating man. How did you get into all this?
Yeah, you know what? Luck, I guess.
Yeah.
I just kind of stepped into it, right? You know, I mean, I used to ride dirt bikes back in the day, which was on a Wednesday, and you know, I kind of got the hang of the dirt bike stuff, figured I was fast, and next thing you know, I'm riding dirt bikes, and then crashed a million times and broke over 80 bones, and now I'm driving cars.
Wow. Now, where did you grow up?
The godforsaken place called Utah.
Okay.
Nice.
So, were your family Mormon or?
God, do I have to answer that question?
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, you know what? I was born Mo, and then I actually grew up and got a brain, and now I'm not. So
Right. Now, how what were you ranked in off-road racing? What was the highest that you were ever ranked?
well, in like the dirt bike stuff, so I did the dirt bike stuff back, for like 14 years. I won 3 national championships in that. And then I've won a couple championships in like street cars, like Porsche Cup stuff. And then in the off-road stuff, we were second in the championship before I yard sold the truck in the Vegas to Reno race. So, and then so I'm competitive. I'm being humble, but I'm still quite competitive in what I do for being an old man.
Now, I was reading the reason that you called yourself bulletproof is because at one point you were so depressed, you put a gun to your head, pulled the trigger, and nothing went off. So, and then that changed your whole life.
Yeah, I kind of got the raw end of the deal. I guess that's kind of figuratively speaking. No, all I got at the end of the day was a click, right? And so it definitely changed perception and perspective of life. It was a good experience, a lot of adrenaline.
But, Yves?
Hey, Justin. I just looked you up when we were talking about you coming on the show, and the title of your book, Bulletproof. With all that being said, this is not. I hope I'm not putting your business out there because I saw it on Wikipedia about you being diagnosed as bipolar, and then to come back and do what you've done, become a world champion in a sport. Like what's that all about? Tell us about your book and tell me how did you fight through that and become the man that you are now.
So growing up, right? So I'm kind of a little guy. I'm not gonna lie. Which you never see like the 6'8" race car driver.
Yeah.
Like we're all short and vertically challenged, and I get that. It's totally good. But when I was growing up, I was picked on and bullied, and so the one thing that I think I was blessed with is just kind of the never quit mentality. And so it's I started racing, wasn't really that good at it when I first started, and started my own companies, wasn't really good at it when I started. Basically everything that I've done in my life, I've never really had natural talent, right? But dude, I don't quit, man. Like I'm that guy that just goes and goes and goes. I've got a saying that I always, live by is, you hustle until your haters ask if you're hiring. And so, like, I hustle, man. Like, that's the whole name of the game. You hustle, you work hard, you train hard, you do what it has, you do what you have to do.
That's amazing, though, man. That's super inspiring because I know so many people who suffer from depression. Hopefully, obviously, they never get to the point where you got to. But what would you say to those people?
At the end of the day, it's the big thing that I try to explain to people is like you never know what the guy next to you is going through, right? So you're going and buying a gallon of whiskey, right? And the guy sitting at the counter is grumpy with you, and he's pissed off, and then like you can turn around and be pissed off at him back because he's being a dick, and then you really never know and understand the struggles of other people. And so what I like to tell other people, kind of when I speak in front of a crowd is when you're in a depressive state, right? When you're feeling down, when you're feeling kind of hard on yourself, just realize that there are a lot of people in this world that love and care about you. And everybody has their little tribe of people that are super close. Whether it be family, friends, fellow competitors, whatever. You've got the tribe of people that surround you, and it's okay to lean on those guys. You got to check your ego at the door and understand that, like, when you're having a bad day, man, got to talk about it.
Yeah, man, that's great advice. I tell that to Alyssa every day. Thank you. Well, where can people buy your book?
If you go to justinpeck.com, pretty fortunate to have that URL. Have your own name as URL.
Yeah.
So, justinpeck.com is where you can pick it up. You can read a little bit about kind of me and some of the struggles and some of the high points and low points in my life, and then you can always make smart ass comments, and I'll always reply. And
now, is there any money in off-road racing?
Well, hell no. So basically, at the end of the day, is if you want to make $1 million, right? Like you can make $1 million in racing. You just have to start with 2 million.
Yeah.
It's like you burn money. It's there's really no business sense behind racing at all, but it's sure fun.
Have you ever gotten roadhead while off-road racing?
Yeah, dude. Okay, not typically roadhead. It's usually just a hand job, just kind of a twist and jerk. So
yeah, nice. There you go. All right, so it's people. Yeah. So there's a reason to do it. Okay, well, listen, Justin. That's all I really wanted to know. Justin, thank you for coming on the podcast. Definitely go to justinpeck.com. Buy this dude's book. I know most of my listeners are very depressed people, so this guy can help you. So thank you, Justin.
All right, brother.
Take care, man.
Thank you too.
All right, that was Justin Peck.
Fuck, that's pretty gnarly, dude.
Inspiring dude, right?
That's really cool too, especially like athletes or people that do like intense shit like that. Like you never really hear them like kind of be vulnerable like that and really talk about like how they feel and stuff. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, but it's also like stuff like that, like MMA, off-road racing, these dangerous things that people do. Like you got to be a little bit off to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
You really think so?
More people don't have like mental disabilities like in MMA and stuff.
Like that's the thing though. I don't necessarily know if more people don't. Like I think it's just like a channel. It's a way to kind of get away from that. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing feels as good as you going in the gym, getting some hard work in. Like everything else goes away. Like I used to say this all the time. You're not concerned. You're in a fight. You don't think, oh, did I leave the iron on? Like, there's just nothing else that you can think about when you're fighting. And I think that might be what it is.
No, when I was in high school, I have a really bad OCD. Like now I take Celexa for it, but like I would leave my apartment and be like, oh, or my whatever. Oh, I have to turn the doorknob 7 times, and then I'm like, oh shit, I didn't lock the door. Someone's gonna break into my house and kill my family. And then I get in my car and drive. I hit someone. I know I didn't hit anyone. It was just a constant like beating yourself up 24 hours a day.
Oh, damn.
But wrestling was the only thing that got me out of my head. Like it was just because there's no time for it. You're actually like, I don't have time to worry about stupid shit.
Yeah.
That's why I think a lot of times also when athletes leave the sport, that's when they get in trouble because they have all this free time and they have no outlet.
And that's the other thing. You leave the sport, you get in trouble. You leave the sport and you don't get in trouble, but you're in your own head a lot more then, I grew up as an only child. And I've been in my head the whole time as a kid growing up. And then I started fighting. I was always around my boys, Dustin and Mike and Masvidal and all these guys all the time and just having a good time. Then I retired. I came out here. Until I met you guys, it was like I'm always by myself. Like,
yeah.
Now I'm hanging out with Andrew.
Andrew,
bad, huh?
Andrew's a good dude. A little strange, but a good dude. Now, we got to talk about this Keaton Jones kid, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I have a lot of thoughts on this. Okay, so if you don't know Alyssa, this kid was on the internet crying how he's been bullied. Bullying is not right just because he looks different. And, his mom is actually recording this. All right, that's number one where I kind of flag one up. Okay, first of all, your son's getting bullied by the school. Why are you putting it on the internet? like, why aren't you going to the teachers? Why aren't you going to the school? Why aren't you possibly, if it's that bad, homeschool him, pick him to a different school. There's other school. Maybe he should be around. I mean, if it's that bad where he's getting beat up and bloody, there's an issue with the school. And I don't think putting it on the internet would definitely be not my go-to if I was a parent. Number one. Number two, everybody now is so quick to make judgments. There's no more due process in this fucking country. It's, this guy sexually assaulted me, he's guilty. This guy did this, he's guilty. This guy raped, he's guilty. Not saying that there's not credible sources and at times that person did that, but there is a thing called innocent until proven guilty and due process. So when a kid says, I've been bullied, I want to see the bullies. I want to talk to them. Are they really bullying him? Why are they bullying him? What the fuck happened? So then, of course, this kid fucking puts it on the internet, and Dana White says, hey, you get to come to the UFC fights. And then Donald Trump Jr. says, we'll give you this. And then Demi Lovato is like, I'm going to give you a hand job. It just kept getting more and more. And next thing, he's having a threesome with the fucking Laker girls. And he's getting blown, but he's getting a fucking handy from Bieber. And this one's giving him a toe job. It kept going on and on. To the point where I almost like resented the kid now. Like, I'm almost
Get
like...
all this free shit.
Yeah. All right. So then, of course, it turns out, lo and behold, his mom so allegedly is a racist. And once again, I'm not going to judge that, but she's holding up pictures of her with the Confederate flag, right? And now they're saying he was bullied because he was calling black kids the N-word at school, which the principal sort of confirmed. There was a GoFundMe account for him, which raised $60,000, which
Holy
wasn't
shit.
even for him. Joe Schilling said he talked to the mom, and the mom was just trying to get money off him, and he's like, we need to stick together, and said something like, us whites need to stick together. So it was this whole fucking thing.
Did you see the conversation that he posted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's really the mom. But that's what I'm saying is, we have to take, when this shit happens, you can't just say, oh, because we don't know if this kid's maybe, who knows if the mom, maybe it's an audition. Maybe it's the mom put him up to it. Somebody posted a thing where like, the mom was like, him and his mom were like Scooby-Doo or the villains, and they would have got away with it if not for the black Twitter. It just became this whole thing. Eve, what are your thoughts on this?
The whole thing itself, it's kind of crazy. It's one of those things where if the kid was being bullied or if he's being bullied, there's a problem with that. I posted something about it when I first got the video, because the video was sent out by some of the people at the UFC also, because we was going through the channels, and it's one of those things where as a parent, if your kid's a bully, you're a failure. Right? I'm sorry, you're a failure. But then that bounces right back on I believe that bounces right back to this mom, because of that's her attitude. And if he's really been getting bullied because he's using the N-word in school, like, she's a failure as a parent. And I've said this and I'll say it again. Like, there should be a test. You should have to have a license to be a parent. Like, and I get that, I get why there's not one, but there's a bunch of fucked up individuals in this world, and that starts at home.
Yeah. I completely agree. But also, I mean, look, I get that bullying is wrong. I used to get bullied. In my boarding school, my roommate was like a senior. Every day I came back and he put the mat on the thing when it was wrestling practice, and it was him beating the shit out of me for an hour and a half every day. This kid, Les Phillips. He used to just kick my ass every day.
Let's go find him.
Fuck that guy.
And then you know what? In turn, I did that to a kid that I shouldn't have. Okay. But
I know where you live.
There's nothing. I mean, there's something wrong with bullying. At the same time, the answer to bullying is not Demi Lovato taking you to the prom. I just think that, like, what are we doing here? I understand that it's like people were just outdoing themselves on being the hero on this, but you also have to understand that there's two sides to every story. You can't just automatically assume that because the kid looks funny that he's the victim.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in, though.
It's a fucking weird ass world. It's crazy.
And it sucks too, because with kids being, if it's public school, these kids are watching other kids doing bullying and they think that's cool and that's okay. So it becomes a domino effect, and like, yeah, the kid, I don't know what his disorder is or whatever, and you said like, oh, they take him out of school, do this, and it's like, taking someone out of school because they're getting bullied
is not the answer.
I don't think should be the answer. I think people need to be more involved in, there's, one or two disputes that, okay, this kid's getting bullied, they shouldn't keep going and keep going.
There's also like a hero factor that we're taking away from, like, standing up to a bully is a very important thing in life. I mean, and sometimes that bully needs a punch to the face in order to stop bullying. And taking that anyway.
That's why I'm not a parent though, because I definitely think that's okay.
100%. So let's talk about some of the fights that went on last week. Cub Swanson, that broke my heart.
Oh, fuck, that broke my heart too.
I wanted Cub to win, especially because
wanted Cub
Ortega's
to
been
win.
popped for steroids before or something, and I kind of maybe he made a mistake. Maybe it was a smoothie or something he drank, but I don't know. I wanted Cub to win.
Yeah, I'm a big Cub fan, man. I've been a Cub fan for a long time. I definitely wanted him to win that. I thought he would. I understood that Ortega was dangerous on the ground. I didn't know how he would compete with a guy like Cub is smart. He's been in there with a lot of good guys. He doesn't get submitted often, you know. So for that to happen, at the end of the first round, the way Ortega had that Darce and Cub was fighting to stay alive in that one, that was pretty intense. But I was also concerned with Cub's experience. At that point, I'm like, okay, so now he's tasted the waters. He has an idea of what it's like there. So is he going to put himself in those situations again? Hitting that duck under, getting his head caught in that front headlock, man. I wouldn't expect somebody to jump guard like that for a guillotine, but T-City, that kid's dangerous.
Do you think he
when it comes to
underestimated
submission.
his jiu-jitsu?
I don't know if he underestimated it because like trying to hit that duck and go to his back, there's nothing wrong with that. But when he got to that position, the way he ran after that guillotine and then reset that grip while he's hanging off,
Dude.
and that grip arm doesn't move at all. That's some high level shit right there.
When I saw him readjust and get it in deeper, I was like,
Yeah, Ortega's got like gorilla strength.
dude,
He's just
his core, I mean, he had his legs wrapped around. I mean, he had gravity totally against him.
Yep.
And I mean, Cubs shaking him, and it looked like he went for like a Marcellatine,
Yep.
and then Cub at the same time went up, and he's just like, all right, fuck it, I'll go back to where I was, and just sunk it in. Dude.
he said he felt like death. Cub. He said he felt like he had never experienced anything that tight before in his
Yeah.
life.
You know, it's just one of those things when people like they have their skill. Brian Ortega knows that's his skill. That's why he was like, okay, I'm not gonna get this guy out of the ground. I'm gonna fucking just get what I can take.
That was crazy. And then there was a couple fights I thought Aljamain was like, I saw him last night at my comedy show. He's doing okay. He's feeling better. But man, that was hard.
That was brutal.
He said at first he got clipped in the back, and so he was a little off because he did seem a little off. Like after he got hit
When he
once,
stood up.
a little dazed, and then he said he said he didn't think that even what's name was going for that. He was going for like a switch kick.
He was.
And
the knee hit him. It kind of reminded me of Yuki Kondo. I can't remember who Yuki Kondo fought. We talked about it when it was happening. But that happened with Yuki Kondo. He got kicked. Somebody was throwing a head kick, and he just leaned in too far and got hit in the head with the knee. Oof. And that's what happened. He was trying to take that shot, and as he switched, the knee came up, and he was just... And that's even more brutal because he's throwing that as a kick. You know what I mean?
I asked him what he would do differently because it was one of those things where he said it was sort of... He said he would have fainted more. Which it did seem like that. It seemed like Aljamain in his head was like, okay, the striking's not working, got to go to wrestling. But it was almost like, it wasn't like the striking into wrestling. It was like, okay, plan one's not working, go to plan two. And that's normally really high-level wrestlers have that problem where like okay, I'll just go back to wrestling and what I know. And it's fucking Jesus, man.
Yeah, it's mixed martial arts. You got to mix it all the time.
That was so hard to watch. But I give him a lot of, especially after that John Dodson fight. I give Mraz a lot of props because he looked terrible the Dodson fight. He won, but it was a weird, cheap.
Yeah.
And speaking of cheap, Hick Diaz,
Jason Knight.
Fuck. I'm a fan of Jason Knight, but
that was
you can't eat people.
No, yeah. You know what? And people, we do weird things during fights sometimes. You know what I mean? Like. I mean, it's a fight. You got adrenaline, all these weird emotions going on. I mean, I remember I fought in Texas one time, and I had my eyebrow split, and it was only a few seconds left, and I was in her guard. So I went like this and put my blood all over her face. Yeah. And so afterwards, I'm like rethinking about the fight. I'm like, that's fucking weird.
That's kind of hot, actually.
That's fucking weird. You know what I mean? That's weird.
I've done that when I went down on a chick on her period, but it was like actually it went on my face, and she did that to me. Eve, you never went down on a girl? You don't go down on girls, Eve?
I'm not talking to you about my private sex
I'm
life.
I'm just saying you have went down on a chick before, right?
I'm 41 years old, Adam.
That was not the question. That's like when I was
that's
in China.
the answer you're getting.
You're 41 years old, so
That's the answer you're getting.
of course you have. You got to mix it up.
Okay.
All right.
Hello?
Hello, is this Brittney Palmer?
Yes, hi.
Hi, you're on the MMA Roasted podcast. It's me, Yves Edwards, Alyssa Garcia. How are you, Brittney?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Thank you for coming on the podcast. I know it's been 6 years. This is the first time you've been on. I appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries. So what's going on? Where, are you in town? Where are you?
I just got back to LA yesterday. I was in Miami for Art Basel.
What is Art Basel?
So Art Basel, it's kind of like it's like the artist mecca. Like it comes every year and it's in Miami. It actually started off as one big tent where galleries would kind of, they'd all rent a booth, kind of like a magic convention or, UFC, fan expo. It's kind of, that's what it started as, just one tent. And then, over the years, it's grown and grown and grown. And now it's, 15 tents and all the hotels are all taken over by artists. And it's kind of like our showcasing weekend.
Nice. Now, I was checking out some of your prints online. I didn't realize how good of an artist you were. I was very impressed.
Thank you.
I liked your Jimi Hendrix. I liked your Biggie Smalls. I liked your Prince. You got some really good stuff.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, that's like kind of, it's my main gig. UFC obviously is, I've been with them for so long, but, for the other 5 days of the week that I'm not at a UFC event, I'm an artist, I paint. So, this weekend was actually really big for me. This was I did a pop-up gallery and shop in Wynwood for during Basel, and it was called No Agency. It was really, really good. So it was my first really big solo show that I produced myself, which was this weekend.
Well, good work. And I read that you're also self-taught, which is amazing.
Well, no. I was self-taught when I was living in Las Vegas, and I was starting to become an artist. I was self-taught, but I moved to Los Angeles actually to go to art school. So I was, and then, I kind of mastered, more in school.
Why did you choose Los Angeles? What art school here that was the school that attracted you?
Well, the art school that's actually in LA that was attracting me here was Otis. Otis is, it's such a great art school and a program that I really wanted to be a part of, but I didn't actually end up going to Otis. Otis is one of those schools where you have to be there every single day, and you can't really miss assignments and stuff. And because what I was doing with UFC and I was traveling so much, I couldn't give them 100% of the schedule that they could. So I ended up doing UCLA, and then I did Brentwood Art Center. I did two different schools, and it was good because I was able to kind of manipulate my classes around UFC schedule. So I would go to class Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'd go UFC Thursday through Sunday and kind of redo it again and again.
No, you're legitimately talented. I was kind of blown away.
Thank you.
But are you gonna unblock me on Twitter?
Well, I don't know. It depends on how much you're gonna still roast me. I don't know.
Okay. Could we be honest with what happened? Could we tell the whole story? Are you gonna hang up?
This has been so long. I couldn't even. How long has the story?
Okay.
I forget.
All right. This is what happened, Alyssa. This is what happened. All right.
I don't know the story, so
here's
I'm
the
excited
story.
to hear this.
So, I was not the biggest MMA fan, and I got a job writing for the MMA awards, right?
Okay.
And John Heffron was the host, and I had to give everybody their lines, right? This is in Vegas. So Brittney Palmer comes in with these two girls behind her, right? And I was like, you are... And she's like, "Oh, I'm Brittney Palmer, WC ring girl." Okay, like I should know that, which I should have known that. Okay, she was right. I should have. But I was like, "And who are these two girls behind you? Your backup dancers? Like, why?" And then they started dancing, right? So that was kind of funny. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but that's not why I blocked you.
Okay, that's just the beginning, right? So then she was presenting with Steve-O, right? Her and Steve-O were presenting an award, and I kind of knew Steve-O from the comedy world, not really. So her and Steve-O come out. And at the end, I go, "Steve-O, good work." And Brittney goes, "Oh, what am I, chopped liver?" Right? so that was the second part of this, right? So that now she's mad at me twice, right? So I'm like, okay. So then.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Just in the defense of this, I see what you're saying, and you're gonna get to it, and you're saying them quick, which is good. just so everyone knows, like, how I really am, I'm a ball buster. If ask anyone in UFC or anyone who's ever known me, I just bust balls. If I did that, I was probably just messing with you. I was just probably like, what am I, chopped liver?
Okay.
Like, just to be funny. So
Playful.
you're making me
It was
sound, I just
playful.
want everyone to know that I like to bust balls, and that's what it was. And I was giving a comedian what you give out to everyone else. So anyway, keep on with your story.
Okay.
I
It
just
sounds
want to
like
make
he's
sure
being
it's that.
sensitive.
So then we're backstage, and
Feelings are hurt.
she goes, hey, I'm sorry for being such a brat, right? So I was
What?
yeah. She goes, I was just ball busting you, right? So that's what she said. She goes, what do you do? I go, I'm a comedian. She goes, oh, comedians are my weakness, right? So then she like grabs
What the
she
fuck?
grabs my
This is
nipples, right?
such
She-
bullshit. This is why I blocked you. This is probably why. That is such bullshit.
All right, so she grabs my nipples, right? And then
There's no fucking way.
and then gave me her number, right? And then gave me her number, right? And she's like, hey, what are you doing later? So I was like, Brittney Palmer is one of the hottest girls alive, right? I was like, it was all too easy. I was like, what the fuck? I was looking around for cameras. I'm like, okay, there's some sort of catch here. Something's going on, right? So then I see her leave with Steve-O, right? She leaves with Steve-O. I don't know what happened. I just saw her leave with Steve-O, okay? So, right? So then 3 days later, I called her up, and I'm like, hey, it's Adam from the and she goes, who? I go, yeah, I was the guy. She's like, you sure this? Didn't know who the fuck I was, right? I was completely, my heart was a little bit like, oh, fuck, all right? So, all right, cut to, I get a job with the UFC, right? So I made a joke about her. I'd heard she dated a fighter or two, so I wrote, more fighters pulled out of UFC 51 than Brittney Palmer, right? That was the joke, right? So then she blocked me. Then she blocked me, right? Right after that. Which I understand why she blocked me, right?
I can't wait. By the way, I cannot wait to just trump whatever. I just can't even wait for your story to be done.
All right, so then, right?
Never go first.
So
Really,
then,
Adam was like the stalker. Like you
No.
don't remember.
so then, right? So
No,
then,
just wait. Oh, just wait.
right. So now it's
Just wait.
Keep
Keep
like
going.
so now it's like 6 years later, right?
Okay.
She still blocked me, right? She's I'm in Hollywood. I do a comedy show, right? I come off stage and she goes, hey, I heard that you would make jokes about the UFC. I was in the UFC. I'm in the UFC. It was at the time where she had taken.
That's such a bullshit.
She'd taken a
lie.
break.
Okay.
So-
First of all, I know I'm not going to do it. No. You've had the floor long enough.
All right,
But
go on.
now you're just like you're kind of going to where you did before because you start where there's like a legitimacy to it, and then you just like run off with bullshit. So I'm going to say.
Okay.
I like her.
Before I let you take it 6 years in, let's just talk about 6 years ago, okay?
Okay,
Then
yes.
you can take it to the comedy show that you came up to me, by the way, because I didn't even remember what you looked like. So 6 years ago.
Oh, okay. Go on.
So
Pissed.
Go on.
so 6 years ago.
Yes.
Whatever you're saying. So if I was ball busting you, but twisting your nipples, giving you my number. Sounds ridiculous. And if I did do that, I must have been trash because I didn't even remember who you were when you called me. You
Right.
saw me leave with Steve-O. We actually left to go to an appearance at the Palms where everyone was. And Steve-O was all on our
say.
there was a
Look, all
big
I said
crew.
was you left with them. I wasn't inferring that anything happened. I just.
Okay,
said,
so then you get a job with UFC.
Right.
So okay, all of everything, that whole award night, we were all just fucking around, having a good time, having fun. If I gave you my number, I'm like, sick, dude, comedians are the shit, or that was whatever. Here's my number. Dude, keep in touch, man. This is like, that's all it was.
Okay.
So let's just call that. So
All right.
the fact that you remember that is, I mean, your memory is pretty impressive,
Thank
but
you. All right,
that's
well.
all that was. So there was no drama.
I didn't wash my
Then
nipples
you
for
get a
2
job
weeks.
with UFC. Then you get a job with UFC and you say some bullshit like that. So obviously you're going to get blocked because I don't care. And it's not a requirement to follow you or even want to deal with, a rude ass comment like that you had nothing to do with. You had no idea what you were talking about.
Okay.
So then that's why you were blocked. And then I hadn't
Fine.
really thought about you since. Then you moved to LA, you started doing your shows. You text me all the time and invite me to your shows. I never go.
Okay.
And I'm, don't even, because there was that weird beef. And then I saw you at the Sayers Club. You performed. I had no idea. I just knew that you were still roasting. Well, I heard a man roasting and doing whatever. Then you come up to me and you said, hi, do you remember me? Adam Hunter, Brittney Palmer, da-da-da-da. You blocked me on Twitter, and then that's where that started.
Okay, all right,
now you
okay.
go.
But then you said, I go, hey, you're Brittney Palmer. Then you're like, I'm Brittney Palmer. I work for UFC. I'm like, no, that's not you. And then you show me I go, if you're Brittney Palmer, where's your tattoo? And you're like, on my butt. And then you showed me the lips. And I was like, oh shit, you're Brittney Palmer.
What?
And then
No, that's not even true. I don't care. Honestly, I was wearing like a jumper, like I have a photo from that night. I don't
okay,
care.
fine.
Like, honestly,
Listen,
I didn't
the point.
do that.
Okay, so then you said you were going to come on the podcast, and I said, great.
This isn't even a fun part of your podcast. Like this story, it's like we're kind of just been going back and forth.
All right, look, the point.
So, like, I
listen,
see what you're
Brittney.
doing, but,
Listen,
like,
Brittney.
what's
I'm
the
married
point of
now.
this
Brittney,
anyway?
I'm married now.
I just
Okay.
got bored of my own thing.
All right, listen, I'm married now, but I would love to be your friend. You seem like a spunky, cool chick, and I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of you, and my wife thinks you're beautiful because I go, that's the girl that pinched my nipples, and no, I'm kidding. No, but you do seem like a cool chick. Okay, so are we cool?
Thank you.
I tried to get
We're great.
I tried to give Brittney a cupcake once, but she didn't take it.
Really?
I weighed in.
I know.
It was my
I'm just
birthday.
This bitter. I'm just this bitter,
No.
mean little girl that
No, I
just
didn't-
running around claiming being a WEC ring girl like it's fucking the goddamn Emmys over here.
No.
Come on.
No, Brittany, I didn't think you didn't. I didn't think you took it.
I work with UFC. I am a fucking ring girl. Bowed out. Like, come on. Like, it's silly.
No, you didn't take. None of you guys took a cupcake from me.
Why did you
because-
not take Eve's cupcake? That's
Because
bullshit.
they were ring girls and
I
they
can
were
deal with
up
me,
there in
but
their
Eve Edwards offers you a
bikinis.
cupcake, and is it why?
Hey, I haven't had a cupcake in like 5 years. I wish I could
no.
eat this
Yeah, it was about 5 years ago.
because I work with UFC and I can't eat cupcakes.
I don't blame you.
Oh my God, is
I
it
don't
worth
blame
it?
you.
Is it worth it? No.
No, I'm kidding. I eat cupcakes all the time. I don't know. I don't even know that I was ever offered, or do I remember?
Okay, now, Brittany, what I also found out
I
by
have no
looking
idea.
you up is that you were the lead dancer in X Burlesque. You were a really good dancer.
I wasn't the lead. I mean, there was no lead. It was a 6-girl cast. But yes, I was a dancer for a while. Actually, that's how I became an artist. I was a professional dancer in Vegas. I did X Burlesque, and then I was at the Flamingo, and I did V show at the V Theater at Planet Hollywood. I kind of did a couple shows, but I was in a really, really bad car accident when I was 21, and fractured my pelvis in 3 places, and that's kind of like an important part of dancing is your hips. So I was kind of like a Frida thing. Frida became an artist when she was obviously way, a lot worse, but she became an artist when she was bedridden, and that's kind of what happened. I started to paint and sketch, and I fell in love with it. And while I was healing,
So Brittany, that accident, that injury, like, can you not dance at that level anymore because of that, or is that not an issue?
wait, sorry, that you had a little bit of an echo. What was that?
The accident that you said injured your pelvis is like, can you no longer dance at that level because of that, or can you still dance at that level?
Yeah, I think it'll always. I mean, I guess the human body, we're so resilient, right? It's surprising how much our body can actually go through and heal from. So I think I'd still be fine. If I really worked at it and went back to it. But when I was 21 and, I just got into UFC. I was WEC, I think, before that. No, definitely I was WEC before that. And I was working so many jobs, and, I just wanted to get back to work and get back moving. So I didn't do physical therapy like I should have. And so I think it would probably, it still hurt, and it still hurts now. Like, if it's raining or cold or something, you can feel a little, hinge in your injury, and a lot of people have that. So I think it definitely halted, kind of my ability to dance as hard and as good as I did, but it was for the better, I think.
Did you enjoy being a magician's assistant?
In the beginning, so I was a magician's assistant at like 19. It was so cool for me because I wasn't even 21. I wasn't even allowed to be on the strip, let alone work in the shows. So I would sit there with these costumes just right out of high school. Like, this isn't something that I knew I wanted to do. It was an opportunity that was in front of me, and I, took it because I thought it would be something fun. So, I mean, imagine any 19-year-old girl getting to wear big feather headdresses and dye, these crystals, these costumes, and big lashes. Like, it was awesome. It was such a really, it was a rad experience. And, to hang out with all those older people who are, working on the strip and being big showgirls, and I'm hanging out with them, and, we're smoking cigarettes in the back.
You're a rebel.
It was awesome. It was
Yeah, but weren't you one of the girls, like, you were like the chick at you were one of the flamingos, right? And like Like,
I did in Nathan Burton's ads.
yeah.
I was the girl on all the billboards and stuff for a while. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Working
I'll show you a photo. Huh?
working in Vegas at like such a young age, did you see like a lot of drugs and like crazy like party stuff?
Damn it. I wish I did. You know, here's the thing. I missed it. So I guess, and this is true and it's kind of funny, all of like the drugs, which is like, I mean, not saying that like it's something I wanted to do, but like at that age, you're like, cool.
Be
this
some
is
cool
gonna be awesome.
stories. Yeah, that'd be cool stories.
It was a little bit later because it was, I think in 2008, I was dancing. I was working on the strip and stuff. So that fun kind of drug thing was more like maybe I'm mistaken, but like the early, like the 90s. Does that sound weird? But like when they were like doing drugs in the dressing room, like, you know, it's extremely illegal to do now. So I kind of missed it. But I mean, yeah, just at a young age, I mean, I was out with the drinking and, you know, I didn't really touch drugs back then. So even if I did, I wouldn't want to be a part of it. So yeah, there was drinks. I guess that's as far as drinks and cigarettes. That's what is the Vegas Strip.
So being a ring, like being you and, you know, Ariane, I'm sure, how many fighters hit on you? Is it like annoying? Is there, they get told don't try to bang the ring girls?
No. All the fighters are so respectful. They don't hit on us. It's a big family. I mean, Ariane and I, and even Vanessa and Chrissy, we've been there for so long. You know, there's no chance that anything would ever happen. So why even, you know, they don't cross that line. They're very respectful.
If you could date any fighter, who would it be?
If I could date any fighter, I wouldn't date any of them.
Okay, if you had to. Life or death situation, Brittney, play the game.
This is such bullshit.
Wait, like Adam said, I've already dated all of them. So it doesn't matter, right,
I can name two, but I'm not going to. Out of respect, or three actually, maybe possibly four.
I can name two, but out of respect, I'm not going to.
You have no idea.
Hey,
you have
Brittney.
no idea. I wouldn't date a fighter, believe me. I've dated fighters, and no.
Hey, I was out on the strip one time in Vegas, and I got, you know, those people hand out those like escort cards and whatever. They handed me one, and Ariane was on. Like, I know she didn't do it, but like her picture was on one of the cards. You know?
Did you call?
So I showed it to her.
Yeah.
And she was like, she wasn't upset with me or whatever. She was upset that was the case, but. Like, I guess they just pull pictures anywhere and they still them on there. That ever happened to you? Anybody ever? Or you ever see pictures of you being used for shit that you're like, hey, what the fuck is that?
All the time. There are photos that don't even. I did people that just take my image and put it on something that we have to catch. Or, you know, a photo that I took for someone, which, you know, had a contract of like a year, and they're still, like the MGM, for instance, they're still using my images. We've been out of contract for like 10 years, and MGM is still using photos of me for like their pool or something. I mean, that's just kind of like the nature of the business, and it's how much time you want to waste, you know, pulling things down. But I mean, definitely, you know, with those cards and stuff, they always pull, you know, photos of sexy or like known girls, and to try to get people to, you know, it's just, that's the nature of the beast. I mean, people are just little scummies who like to
of course,
brag about something that they have no idea about.
So no, Brittney. No, Brittney.
Actually, I didn't say you, but the fact that you said you, that's all.
This is guilty conscious.
I did it. Eve gave me a look. Like Eve gave me a slick look. Now
I didn't give you a look. I didn't give you anything.
I know, because you won't come in the studio. So Brittney, are you?
Why.
I don't blame you. No, are you single or we know that you were married, and then I saw that on TMZ things were kind of rough. But are you single now?
No, I'm not single. Yeah, I'm dating an artist. His name's Gregory Seth. He's a really great artist as well. Yeah.
Did you say Gregory Peck?
Yeah, Gregory Peck, the tap dancer. What's his name?
Gregory
Sith.
Wait, Gregory who?
Sith, S-I-F.
Oh, like Star Wars.
Gregory Sith. Nice. And then where do you guys paint each other? Like where'd you guys meet?
We met through mutual friends, and we do not paint each other. We paint, but not each other. No.
Oh, well, that's good. So how long's you been with this guy for?
I mean, does it really matter?
I'm just curious. That's good. I'm happy that you're happy.
I know.
You need a nice guy in your life. You need a guy who's
I like to keep it. Yeah, I like to. Well, let's talk about something else. How about
But
that?
weren't you dating rockers before him? Like you were dating like Bruno Mars or something, or no? Just
I was dating Bruno Mars. Damn, was I?
I don't know. You seem like a rocker kind of girl, but I'm happy.
No.
You know.
No, I wasn't. No, I don't. Let's just keep my personal life as
Gregory.
me.
All right, so you guys,
I wasn't
everyone,
dating.
email Gregory. No, I'm kidding. No, that's good. I'm happy for you. So, what do you got coming up? So we got now the calendar, right? There's a calendar where every month it's like you and turning around or something. Where can people get this?
There's every month of me turning around. Is that what you said?
Yeah, and I'm saying I
Fuck,
was.
you're offensive. God.
Brittney, you're like if Brittney Palmer's not in
But I know
studio.
exactly what she goes through.
Hey, Brittney, can you
no,
fight?
So I have a calendar.
I'm not fighting
This
her.
is it's actually my actual last calendar ever for 2018. Like it's for next year. My last calendar, never doing one again.
Why?
So that makes it kind of special. I think I'm just there. Not because it's a lot of hard work. I'm not really like modeling. I enjoy doing it to an extent, but I get really like I have the patience of a 4-year-old. So I sitting in hair and makeup, it's just like a lot of work for me, and it's just something that I'm not really focused on as much anymore in that modeling thing. You know, art is really taking it's doing really well, so I think it's smart for me to kind of to separate that a little bit more. So yeah, it's just my last one. I've had so many calendars; they were super fun, but it's kind of the fruit isn't really worth the squeeze anymore. So I don't want to,
So where can people get this
Keep
new
them wanting
calendar?
more.
2018. Where can people get it?
Okay, you can get it at BrittneyPalmer.com. It was really cool. The calendar is actually shot in Alaska, which was awesome.
sick.
So BrittneyPalmer.com.
BrittneyPalmer.com. And now, if I want to buy some of your artwork, I can get that also at BrittneyPalmer.com.
Yep. You can get artwork, BrittneyPalmer.com. Also, with the clothing brand that I have launched, and we launched that this weekend at Art Basel, it's No Agency. You can go to noagencybrand.com and you can see all the clothing and the bomber jackets. I've printed some really cool reversible bombers that have like art on the inside. It has the Biggie piece that you like. There's one there, and they all are, labeled as an artist because I feel that everyone is at some point, in some way, I guess, that they are. So yeah, we have artist bombers that are out. That's noagencybrand.com. And then a lot of my art and the calendars and all the other, more Brittney Palmer merch is at BrittneyPalmer.com.
Brittney, do you do commission pieces?
I do. I do a lot of commissions. I think a huge majority have been, and that's why I'm so grateful for, my fans and everything with UFC and just being with UFC because it's given, me an audience. And I think that's important for any business that you're starting or any outlet. So yeah, they do tons of commissions, and it's fun also because they give me ideas to do people that I wouldn't necessarily, have done. So I get to play around and, do different Bruce Lee paintings, or I think I've done Sammy Hagar and, Bruce Springsteen, and it's just kind of cool to have a variety of influences.
Well, and you also have those like skateboard things, right? Or like surfboards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna
Yeah, it was
I don't wanna
cool.
answer
No, I
questions.
saw it. It was like super cool. It was like the back of a skateboard.
That's so cool.
Yeah, fuck you, Adam.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, listen, Brittney Palmer, thanks for coming on the show. I'm happy we squashed our beef. I wish you nothing but success. You seem like a very lovely person. So thank you.
Brittney,
Thank you guys so much.
next time
Adam, we're
if you
cool.
decide
There's
to
no more
come,
beef.
Oh, good.
if next time you decide to come in studio, I want to be here because I want to see you beat the shit out of Adam.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Alyssa.
Brittney, you're always one of my favorites, man. Stay awesome.
Take care,
Hold
Brittney.
up the rounds.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right. That was Brittney
She's
Palmer.
cool. She's fucking funny.
Yeah, I knew she was gonna be funny. I was debating whether I should bring that up, but I'm like, fuck
I
it.
know.
I was like, why not, right?
Yeah, why not? She could always shut it down.
Yeah. I was afraid she was gonna hang up. I was like, oh, please don't fucking hang up. That's all I need now. Is like.
No, she wanted to get her word out. She was like, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
gonna
like,
tell
I'm not gonna let
You do
you-
believe my story though, right?
I don't believe she grabbed your nipples and twisted them.
Oh, trust. Okay, forget it. She didn't twist them, but she grabbed them. All right, so
Did she lick them?
no, she did not lick them. Okay. Well, why
Like
would
a
I?
highlight of his life, like on his deathbed, he's like, if you could do anything different.
Fuck that. I got the great. I am so happy with my wife. My wife. If you,
She-
Brittney Palmer is a very, very attractive girl, but I did the best I ever could with my wife. I wouldn't trade her for anything.
He knows she's gonna listen to this shit.
Absolutely. I love you. If you're listening to this, I love you more than anything.
When you listen to this, he loves you.
So, all right, let's talk about some of the other fights that happened. Brian Suck at Math. What was that guy's name?
Sukumtat.
Sukumtat.
Getting math.
Yeah.
That would suck if he's Asian. Like that.
He is Asian. Yeah. Yeah, he had to be a fighter. He
That's
sucks at
ironic
math.
because he does not suck at math.
He has math in his name. So he knocked out Luke Sanders. You know what's funny, though? I even said Luke Sanders' chin is too high. He's keeping his chin too high. And people were like, you don't know what you're talking about. He's winning the fight. Blah, blah, blah. Because I said his chin's so high, Rosenthal tried to sell him more weed or something, And of course, boom, fucking he gets knocked. Like, I saw
Clip
it.
with the right hook.
I saw it happening. You can't, his chin was too high.
Yeah, especially against another striker, and Sukumtat, he's pretty good with his counters, man. He couldn't get the timing down early in the fight, but by the second round, he started to figure it out. But that one shot just put him down. He was able to follow it up and finish. That was awesome.
I thought that Merab Davishini got robbed. That kid against Frankie Sands.
I missed the fight. Sukumtat was the first fight I saw.
And then my boy Eric Anders won. Eric came to my show on Wednesday.
Nice.
Who did Eric Anders fight?
Do people always win when they come to your show?
For the most part, I think they're relaxed. A couple times they've lost, but for the most part, Eric Anders,
those are the guys that thought you sucked.
This dude, thank you. Eric Anders pitched my nipple at my show. No, Eric.
People, is this just
That's a
MMA
thing, Fran.
roasted? Nipples is our fucking category today.
Eric Anders, you got a guy like that who's, Alabama linebacker, and it's just the learning curve. Once he gets into MMA, like you could tell he's not even touched his potential, and he's 6-0. I think with like 5 knockouts, but he has a lot of ways to go. You could see that there was a lot of things he was doing he could have done better, but just a natural athleticism.
There's a lot of that. I mean, Andrew and I were watching the fights together, and watching some of those guys at the highest level, like a Poirier, a Pettis, those guys, they don't have that. You see a lot of really good out of them. But then we're watching Horcher and I forget Holtzman or something like that.
Hot sauce.
Yeah, they're those guys are good. But I was watching that fight and I was like, man, if I was 25.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's just some basic fundamentals that their athleticism make up for, but they're missing. And when they run into those guys that have those holes shored up, they're gonna have some serious problems. I just wish I was 25 again.
Well, I think that's what makes GSP so good is his athleticism and his fight IQ. That's what makes him so fucking scary because this guy's doing like fucking gymnastics and all this crazy shit. Like he is just an athletic fucking dude,
Yeah, he knows how to apply those principles that apply to the human body. Just use them in mixed martial arts.
Look at his takedowns. This guy didn't even wrestle in college and he's fucking taking down like
national champion,
Olympic fucking wrestlers. It's like fuck.
By the way, when you find yourself in need, trust in speedweed.com for overnight delivery service to over 1,088 cities across California. Everything you could get, flour, edibles, concentrate, topicals, vapes, and more. Sign up and use the code ROASTED for $10 off. Orders over $100 at speedweed.com. I'm telling you, I used the medicinal CBD oil, and I've been doing Krav Maga. I started taking Krav Maga because I got like free 6 months, and afterwards I'm just so sore. And thank God for that CBD oil.
Why? Because they put you in the throat.
I'm just
His nipples. He says, "Go for the nipples. Go for the nipples."
I am so bad at kicking. My kicking is so horrible. Like I don't, as a wrestler, I wrestled. Like I've done boxing a little bit, but kicking is just not my thing. And there's nothing worse than having someone worse than you telling you how to kick, right?
I'll teach you how to kick it.
Really? Please do.
The kid in the video is telling you how to kick. What is the video that we?
Oh yeah, the kid. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my God. Dude, well, actually, I went to one class and I was like, the kid was holding the mitts. He's like, man, you hit really hard. I was like, oh, thanks. I go, how old are you? He's like, 16. I'm like, oh Jesus, like that's so embarrassing. Like I was feeling really good about myself.
The little girl, you hit really hard.
Yeah, you hit. Yeah, it was like it was a 16-year-old kid that was homeschooled. I was like,
with no friends.
I swear to God.
He talks about you like, oh, my best friend Adam.
He holster his mom.
All right, so Alexis Davis, you watched that fight, the Carmouche?
Oh my gosh,
I did,
she
yes.
The Hunchback in Notre Dame.
Oh yeah,
For her fight.
That
was
head.
a great fight though, actually.
I thought Carmouche won, right?
No, I would give Alexis Davis the first 2 rounds because it looks because
The submission attempt at the end of the first,
Yeah.
that was. I mean, I feel like that's still around for her because it was really close.
And
Yeah.
Carmouche had to do more. Even though she took her down, I think Alexis Davis was doing more off her back than Carmouche was doing on top. She was going for submissions, and really going for stuff.
It's one of those things, though, when you watch that, you have to know MMA to a degree to be able to give somebody around when they're on the bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Alyssa Garcia, it just always looks like she's going to kick the crap out of her opponent, and something just doesn't click. Like she's just so strong looking. She just looks like she's going to murder people, but then, I don't know, I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't.
They both were at 25. They both look good at 125. They didn't look.
But Davis is a really good fighter too.
And she's a good black belt. She's a legit black belt too. I mean, she and I gotta give it to Carmouche. Those fucking arm bars were deep, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fuck, I was like, her arm's gonna
But
go.
that was weird to see a girl pick up a girl and slam her out of an armbar. Like,
Yeah.
Is that legal? Is that spiking is
it's
legal?
not spiking. That's not
I
spiking.
got fucking armbarred. Remember, or it was for combates. I fucking picked her up and slammed her, and then lost position, and then pop goes my
Oh,
shoulder.
yeah.
I landed all weird.
It's but that's weird for me to see people get picked up. I mean, you're at the UFC, man. You shouldn't be getting picked up out of an armbar. Grab the leg. Just grab the leg.
And she did. And she ended up hooking. Dude, I thought she was gonna pop her fucking arm. She ended up hooking it. And it was tight.
But don't most of the time though, when you slam someone and you make it tighter.
It depends on how you slam them. Yeah,
If
you don't
you
want to
slam
slam them and follow them down. You want to slam them and pull up. As you're pushing away, you want to pull that. You just got to clear that elbow. You clear that elbow, you're good.
You
I
want
didn't know that.
You want to throw. Some people will slam them on their back, and it's like that isn't.
Do they teach slamming in practice?
Do they? No, they don't teach that.
Because that
I mean,
really shouldn't be your offense.
That's like exactly.
Yeah.
That's desperation.
But I teach last minute desperation moves in wrestling for kids. I teach head and arm, which seems every other girl goes for it right off the bat, which is like
Oh, I
stop
know.
going for that. Was that you who said you're going to teach like head and arm like classes to girls?
Probably
Stop doing
because
them?
like they do like that's in every single girl fight
It
in the
must
UFC.
be like comfortable for the female body because that you would always see that in girls wrestling. The
Yep.
reason why I did so good in girls wrestling too is because girls like tying up is like hair pulling in wrestling. Like you see it all the time. Like when you see a girl fight, someone's fucking hair is getting pulled. That's how it is in girls wrestling. They do this as soon as they fucking blow the whistle. And I wrestled for a boys team, so I was like, I don't do that shit. I'm gonna shoot a double. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't.
I hate when guys tie up in wrestling the whole time, just go back and forth and just like, okay, come on, shoot. You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time I could see if you're up like 7-2, you need to stall the last
Yeah.
30 seconds and like whatever. I used to think stalling was like the worst thing ever, but then you watch the NCAAs and like guys stall all the time and they're willing to give up a point to win the match.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll usually get booed at the end, but like, fuck
but,
it. They're
I mean,
innocent.
you had to kind of run up the score to be able to do that.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Bellator. I watched Bellator Friday night. You watch Bellator? Okay, they got to stop giving people shots because they live in a certain country. Carvalho fought Sakura, Alessio Sakura,
Alessio
who's not Sakara, who's not even ranked in the top like 30, but because it was in Italy, they gave him a title shot.
You see that all the time. They do that all the time.
They don't do that in UFC usually.
Yeah, they do.
Barely. I mean,
UFC Fresno.
who'd they give a title shot to?
A title shot.
A title shot.
Oh, I didn't see that. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm just.
I mean, you gotta if you want to be taken seriously as a promotion, you can't give a guy a title shot because he lives in Italy. Okay, I mean, what's next? You're gonna give an Eskimo a fucking title shot, and like you're gonna give someone who lives in fucking find the one guy in Guam. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Bellator's got some really good qualities, but they also do some things really wrong right now. I mean, they're the second biggest promotion in the country, possibly in the world. I mean, you can argue with the ONE FC and all that stuff, but like they just do some stuff that's like it's a multi-million-dollar company, man. Why you got guys selling tickets? You market me. You market the fighters so they can train and they can get better. Like.
Well, I looked up
crazy.
Sakara, right? Sakara beat Joey Beltran to win this, right? Beltran, who's lost 3 out of 4. Sakara was ranked number 57 in the world, not in Bellator, in the world in that weight class. Probably in Bellator, it's probably like 20 or something. Or you look in the, I mean, because they don't even have the rankings in Bellator. They don't even have an official rankings.
Is that 85 or 205?
It was 85.
Okay.
And so the guy gets out there, he loses in 16 seconds in his home country. Everyone's in Italy is pissed.
How did Sakara lose? No, he didn't get knocked out, did he?
He got stopped
I
by
know.
like an elbow or like a quick. It was real quick. And his chin's gone, and I'm like, yeah, okay, you guys, you sold tickets, congratulations. But now, to me, it's diminishing the product because you got to give guys ranked number 1 or 2 titles. You got to have official rankings.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't even know the rankings. I looked up Bellator 85 rankings. Tapology had it, but that's not a sanctioned.
Yeah. That's an opinion from somebody who doesn't necessarily have any
Yeah.
weight with the
Yeah.
company.
Then they had this girl, Alejandra Lara, who had the sexiest walkout I've ever seen, including that little girl that Crazian, better than the Crazian. This girl came out. She's from Colombia. She came out like giving a fucking lap dance. It was I'll like show you guys.
What?
And she wins. She beats Lena Avenchanova, and they don't even interview her. I'm like the girl's 6-1.
Because they didn't want her to drop it like it's hot on
I
national
know,
television.
What?
They didn't want her to
She's
drop
right.
it like it's hot on national
Here, I'll show you
television.
her walkout. It was
Twerking
fucking,
on what's his name?
That was the only good thing about the fight. About was like about the
Her
whole
walkout?
event. The walkout was. I mean, no, the fight was good, and then Brandon Gertz won, and it was kind of cool. But here, I'll show you. So this girl comes out. Where's her like her walkout? She Alejandra Lara walkout. She's super hot. You would hit that, right? Is that
She
your
looks
kind of
cute.
girl?
Is she in the UFC?
No, she's in
Oh.
Bellator,
She did.
and I'll show you her walkout, and I was like, I was impressed with her. So, but then of course
You're impressed
they
with
don't
the
interview.
walkout.
I was impressed with the walkout. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. What do I know?
Tell
I
me your
just
wife's name again?
my wife's name is Bree.
He loves you, Bree.
I do. Well, no, I was all right. Hold
He
on.
hesitated. He forgot. He's like,
No, I forgot. Yeah, I like forgot. Okay, here, let's see the walkout. Here, I'll show you guys. Tell me, this is pretty hot. Hold on. All right. In the meantime, the fights this weekend. While I'm trying to load this up, I think this UFC card in Canada is fucking amazing. You got Robbie Lawler versus Dos Anjos. Lawler's a guy you used to train, right?
Yep. I used to train with.
Who do you like in this fight?
I like Robbie. I mean, I'm biased. I'm biased by far. Like, Robbie's one of my best friends, man. I like the fight, though. Robbie's hard to take down. He's hard to keep down. He's a good boxer. I think where RDA is going to have to go is to the leg kicks. He's going to have to. But Robbie's gotten better about picking those things up. That's a fight I'm really interested in seeing, though, because RDA, he did well at 70 against Neil Magny.
But then Neil Magny
that's-
is weird.
He is weird, but that's a big step up from Neil Magny to Robbie Lawler. That's huge, and that's the other thing. Robbie's in it to fight. Like, he's in it for a fight. You're not going to break Robbie Lawler. So, like, he can take him down. Robbie will get up. He will find a way to get up. He's not, you're going to have to catch him with something. You're not going to break Robbie. You're not going to beat him down. So he's going to have to set him up and catch him, and I don't know if he can do that.
I like Robbie Lawler.
Andrew? Yeah.
Yeah.
All day. How? Really? Yeah. Okay. And you?
I'll give it to the third round. I think Lawler will finish him in the third round.
It's the main event. They got 5.
They
I
got
think
5.
he'll finish him in the third round.
Yeah. So I
Okay, here's
Robbie won't quit.
They made
He's
a
been
gif
around
of
for a
it.
long time,
They
man.
look,
I love
they
Robbie
actually
Lawler.
made a gif of it. I'll show you. So here she's coming out like.
That's your sexy walkout?
Yeah, it was pretty hot. I thought. All right, fine. I'm telling you.
Man, I thought she was gonna have like some like nipple tassels or something, or
all right, it was better with
she's
music.
gonna be like ripping something off. Fuck that.
Yeah. Do you have nipple tassels?
Yeah, those fucking candies you gave me, they look like little fucking.
Do you own nipple tassels?
I do not, and even if I did, I would totally lie and say no, I do not. I'm not.
What you're lying? What you're lying about this? Out of all the things you've told us,
Well, after your obsession with nipples today, I'm scared
I'm
to
not-
talk about anybody's nipples right
stop.
now.
Obsession with nipples. At the time when Brittney Palmer seduced me, I was
Gonna fucking
I
kill
was
you, dude.
a young 7-year. I was like 10 years ago. I must have been like I was 29.
How old is she?
I think she's like 50 now.
Oh my
but at the time,
He's gonna get fucking hate mail.
You're not. You just got reblocked. She unblocked you and now she blocked you. It's like, fuck that guy.
I think she was. No, I don't know how old she was, but she was cute.
Abel Trujillo's fine.
Okay, yes. Okay, so now also Josh Emmett versus Ricardo Lamas. Josh Emmett is a guy who lost to Desmond Green, got upset by Desmond Green, my man Green, who I like. He's from New York. And Ricardo Lamas is on I think he won the last 3 out of 4. He seems to only lose to the top level guys.
One of those
Jose
guys that are
Aldo,
going to be world
Holloway.
champions. Yeah.
I think Lamas in this. You?
Yeah, I like Lamas in that fight.
I like
okay,
Lamas
I'm
too,
gonna
but
show you. I'm gonna show you guys the walkout. Okay.
We're back to the
This-
walkout.
Okay, because I'm
He
not
really wants us to
just
be on.
look at her
jump on
nipples.
board.
Just
I'm
watch her
not
nipples.
crazy. Okay. Okay, hold on.
I'm not crazy. Goddammit! Look at this walkout.
Hold on. Oh, creepy. Okay, look at this. Okay. Okay.
No, you think cocaine?
Yeah, right? I mean, tell me this girl's not like a star. She's walking to the cage. What?
Cardi B. Who the fuck is talking?
Morrow and Nalo.
Cardi B?
What, you don't think this is like a cool walkout? No.
I guess, yeah, it's cool.
This is different.
It's cute. No, she's cute.
And she's from Medellin.
All right. Andrew, you're Puerto Rican. You like this stuff?
You're Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Come on. Can your mom dance like this or no? Oh, okay. That's a good point. Oh,
she probably could.
all right. So, listen. The point is, this girl won her fight.
Can we edit that out of the...
She was the underdog of the fight. She won. Interview that girl at the end. I want to.
Yeah.
She's obviously got some spunk.
Yeah.
No, nobody's with me.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. I'll tell you the fight.
Spunky.
The fight that I'm looking forward to the most is Mike Perry Ponzinibbio.
Yes.
Fuck.
Dude, Mike Perry is fucking... I mean...
They both fucking crack.
Yeah.
Bro, they both crack. And I train with Ponzinibbio.
How good is he?
He's good, man. He's solid everywhere. He can wrestle. He's not like it. That's of course not his strength, but he's solid in the wrestling department. He hits hard. He puts combinations together well, and he fights. He doesn't want to get submitted.
Did him and Lombard train together?
I don't know if they train together.
That sounds like a crazy training session.
Yeah,
him
I
and
can only
Hector.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I've never seen those two guys go, but I don't mess with Hector. I don't train with Hector like that. So.
All right. So as far as this fight goes, we're talking about obviously talking about Ponzinibbio versus Mike Perry. Who do you like?
I like Ponzinibbio.
How?
I think he wins it by decision. I know you got to not get hit by Mike Perry, but Ponzinibbio's got some power too. That's gonna be. I think that's fight of the night though. That's fight of the night.
I hope so. I mean, Mike Perry though is a guy that I love to hate. So I almost want him to win because he's so fun to root against. I mean, he's like the bad guy in every movie ever.
Yeah.
I don't hate Mike Perry, man. I like Mike Perry.
I don't know, man. When he knocked out Jake, it was breakdancing, and Jake's fucking on the ground. Or when he weighed in
That's because
against
Jake's your friend. I mean, Jake's my friend too, but I mean, they're fighting. They ain't knitting quilt.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he can break dance. You can fucking point at him and laugh.
but the guy, the guy's laying there. You don't know if he's still alive. And
He's alive.
Hey,
He's-
you
he's-
both
he's-
signed up to fucking try
Yeah,
to kill
it
each
could
other.
have happened. It could have happened to anyone.
Yeah. No,
I don't
for
know.
Sure.
And then but Perry also like he's like the racist stuff.
You
like,
just
you know.
hating.
Yeah.
What racist stuff?
Well, when he was fighting the Asian guy, his corner was like, "He can't see you; his eyes are closed," or something.
That didn't have nothing to do with Mike Perry. He didn't say it, but I hate Mike Perry because his corners are racist.
I don't know. The guy just he says, I don't know, something about him. Just I'm hating. But all right, I'm fucking hating. I'm hating.
like, it's just
I didn't like the way he was
features
with
and
Alan. He was
six-pack.
talking all this crazy shit with Alan. Like he just I don't know.
He was mean to my friend, so fuck that guy.
You're right. Yeah. All right. Fine.
That's
So.
a good friend. That's a good friend. I can respect that.
Yeah, so Ponzinibbio, though, his only losses are to Lorenz Larkin and Ryan LaFleur, his only recent losses. And it shows you how good LaFleur is because he's not
Ryan's
even
legit.
he's not even being talked about right now. I think he got knocked out his last fight, right?
Yeah.
I forgot who knocked him out. Somebody did.
It was down in, that was in
It was
February.
in Long Island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in Brooklyn.
There are so many
Oh, it was
fights.
in Long Island. That's right. It was in Long Island.
So, all right. So we're picking, who are you picking, Perry?
I got Mike Perry, but I got decision for Mike Perry to win.
All
Yeah.
right.
I think they're both pretty tough. I don't see any of them. I mean, it definitely could be a finish, but I think they're fucking.
But also Misha Serkinov,
Glover.
another Glover. I think Misha in this one. I think back in the day, Glover wins this.
I don't know. After
But-
Glover fucking flash knockout with Rumble,
Yeah.
that kind of was like, fuck. I think.
And Misha's really
That might
good.
that might be the
Misha be-
straw that broke the camel's
Yeah,
back.
fuck yeah.
Misha beat
That was
Krylov.
bad.
So we're all picking Misha.
I love Glover, man.
I
He's
do
awesome,
too.
dude. Great guy, but yeah, I mean, if you got to pick a fight,
Andrew?
I would say Misha.
Misha.
Why?
I want Glover to win. I hope you're right.
He won, 5 rounds with Gus?
Yeah, in like 84. No, it was a while ago.
And I mean,
But that was the last fight?
I mean, he did.
Oh, all right. It wasn't.
Yeah, but
wasn't
still, I
last-
mean,
Gus could be champion.
Gus don't hit like Serkinov.
No, Serkinov just got knocked out, though.
Yeah, by Volcon, whatever his name is. Yeah.
Glover's tough.
Yeah, he is.
He is tough.
Style matchup.
He can take a shot too,
Hell
but
yeah! I
like,
mean, the John Jones fight. I mean, he was eating some fucking elbows.
but he got hit by Rumble.
The whole fucking time.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I don't know. I just hope that Rumble
I
thing
don't find him
didn't.
exciting though, Glover. I think he win decision or something. But
Yeah.
I've never been like, ooh, I love Glover. Glover's like my favorite fighter.
I like Glover. But it was hard to see him get fucking flash knocked out like that. But
Yeah.
fuck.
Also, I gotta ask about it, right? So there's a guy on this card. His name's Jared Cannonier. He's fighting Jan Blachowicz, and his nickname is
Blachowicz.
Jared's nickname is the Killer Gorilla, right?
Yeah.
He's a black guy with the nickname Killer Gorilla. Is that a bad nickname? Because I can't say that. Like if I'm like, oh,
You
I
just
want
said it.
What? Yeah, but I'm.
If it was Gorilla Killa, maybe, but Killa Gorilla, like.
But if I'm like, I'm rooting for the Killer Gorilla, and people are looking at me like they're gonna think I'm racist.
No, if you switched it around, it might be kind of.
You don't think it's a bad nickname?
Gorilla
Because white people can't say it without people getting. If I'm see, like six.
White people can't say the N word. You can see his nickname is a Killer Gorilla. That's his nickname.
Yeah,
It's okay.
Is he a big dude?
And it's okay. I have your permission to say it.
You have everybody's permission to say it. That's his nickname.
Okay, so white people, all right, you're allowed to say it because I'm just saying that I would feel like you might think that was being racist if I was like, if I'm like, I want the Killer Gorilla to win, and I'm with all these like, what the fuck? Who are you calling a gorilla? And next thing you know, I'm getting beat
The
up.
dude whose fucking nickname is Killa Gorilla.
No, he's a black guy.
No,
No.
Cannonier.
Cannonier's
Jared-
black guy.
He's a Killa Gorilla. If it was like Gorilla Killer.
I know it's an animal. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that people might construe that as
You're
as
you're
racist.
you're way too uptight, Adam.
Fine. All right. I'm calling him that. I'm just saying that, like, I don't want people to think that I'm. You gotta be so sensitive nowadays. You gotta look everything. I gotta think of like 6 different ways to not offend
not
someone.
offend
So today's MMA roasted PSA is: if you're white and a black guy has a nickname that he accepts that you think is racist, you're allowed to say it if he
other
says
people might
that's his
think it's
nickname.
racist. I don't think it's racist because he's like, they asked him about it. He goes, I like gorillas. That's why he said it. I like gorillas. That's why I'm the Killer Gorilla. I looked up his profile.
So here's the thing, Adam. When you go to the charter school, don't go calling him the Killer Gorilla because they don't know who he is. Okay. But when you're around fight people, you can call him that. It's
I think
okay.
it'll be like, like rap music in my car. When the N word comes on, I'll rap to it. But if there's black people around that, I'll just. That's the most awkward.
I better
thing.
not be rhyming.
I know you, but as the word, like as the lyrics go on, you get a little like a little adrenaline rush as like the N words
No,
coming up. You're
I
like,
have
It's like,
to-
oh, I get to say it. I get to say it.
And there it is.
But you
like
do
at
say
the peak
it.
of
No,
his
but then
game.
if like in my car, I look over and then like I'll like mouth it, but I won't actually say it. I'll silently rap along with it. I'm dumb. I don't want to offend people. I do want to offend people, but my friends. Okay. So all right. Let's say me and you are in the car, Yves, and a rap song comes on with the N word. Am I allowed to sing along?
I'll fuck you up.
Oh, right. See, there you go. All right. There you go. Now, what if? All right. So, all right. So, okay. All right. Okay. Got it. All right. So, also on the card, Julian Marquez, who came to my show. He nicest guy in the world, and he won on looking for a fight. He upset that guy. They brought in that guy from that was John Jones's teammate.
That was Paul's episode. I didn't.
They were all talking about how great this guy was.
I remember.
They brought in my friend as an opponent, and my friend knocked him out. Took a beating and knocked him out.
Oh, damn.
That guy was kind of cocky, man.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The John Jones.
John Jones's teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and John's got beef, I believe.
Him and John have those two.
I believe. I'm sure that's that's an alpha male thing in the gym. You know?
Oh.
I'm sure that's how it is.
Well, I'm happy for him. And I was reading about him. He said they had have you ever been ranked before? And he goes, yeah, in Duck Hunt, the video game.
The game?
Yeah. And then he said he actually
He's up
works
against the screen.
He actually works at like Top Golf during the week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy. A UFC fighter working at Top
Yeah,
Golf.
it's crazy.
with their
UFC fighter
payroll,
working
man.
at anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Payroll, it's.
Yeah. So anyway, good luck. But yeah, Abel Trujillo's on this card against
Yes.
John McDessie.
Yeah, that's a good fight
It
actually.
is a good fight.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Trujillo should be the favorite going into that one, just because of the wrestling. But McDessie's the kind of guy and Trujillo, he's the kind of guy who would also just buy into. Oh, I got power. I'll stand up with you. But McDessie is tricky as. Oh man, he comes at he's different with the spinning and the angles he comes at. He's got pop.
I remember Trujillo, like he asked me to roast him. So he one day he wrote like, I want to be a rapper. So I'm like, what rhymes with one more loss and I get cut, right? And then Eddie Alvarez is like, go jump off a bridge. Like he didn't realize we were like kind of, and then me and Eddie started going at it. Like everyone's like, fuck you, Eddie, blah, blah. And then I was like, so want to come on my podcast? He's like, when is it? And then me and Eddie became friends after that.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful story.
That's
Beautiful
cute.
story. Yeah, of course. Thank you. And Eric Silva, Mr. USADA himself, is fighting against Jordan Main. Also, Jordan Main is another guy who's a good fighter, but he's on like a 3-fight losing streak. Silva is so hot and cold.
Jordan Mean is one of those guys who it's like he's confusing as hell. Like he's got so many skills. He's so good at so many things. He started so young, and to have that foundation that he had, and to some of the fights that he loses is just like, how? Like how do you lose to that guy? You know, he was one of those elite prospects. He's like a Rory McDonald kind of guy, you know. But then he just loses fights that he shouldn't, to guys he shouldn't be losing to on paper anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, where he was winning. I don't know what fight it was. He was winning, and then he got knocked out.
Was it Thiago Alves when he got kicked in the body?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thiago, he's one of those hardcore dudes. He will stay in a fight, and he will always fight, and he hits hard. But like it's one of those things where it's like you get one opening, and then Jordan Mean he can kind of fold.
How frustrating is that as a coach? That's got to be the worst.
Yeah, it's absolute worst.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating because as a coach, you're working in the gym and you're playing. It's like you're playing a video game. You got the controller in your hand. But then when you get out there to fight, and it's like your battery's dead in your controller because half of the moves are working, but then the other half aren't because he's not listening. And that gets frustrating as hell.
So, Alyssa, what do you got coming up? Anything?
No, nothing. I'm leaving for Thailand in about 2 weeks.
And so she looked at her phone like,
I'm like in about an hour.
I got 45 minutes to get out of
I
here.
gotta take my
You're going by yourself.
Yeah, I'm going by myself. Yeah, I'm just
You
going
are the
to go.
weirdest person.
I know.
Aren't you? Look, you're adorable, but you're 105 pounds.
Not right now.
I know.
Okay,
I know you can
I'm
take
not
care of
105 right
yourself,
now.
but where are you staying?
Who are you training with out there?
Josh Barnett.
Oh, okay.
In Thailand?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm just going to go. I'm just going for
Vacation.
Yeah.
How long?
I'll
How long
probably
you
train,
going
but,
for?
12 days.
Do you have any place to stay?
No, I'm just playing it by ear. I'm just taking I bought my ticket. I was like, I'm gonna buy my ticket. I'm just gonna go and I'll figure it out when I get there.
This is a terrible idea.
Worst things
No,
have happened.
I mean $50 is like $1 million in
Yeah.
Thailand.
But
Yeah.
she's a pretty girl.
The
I don't want
vibe
her
is
getting like
super-
kidnapped or like.
Kidnapped by who? 105-pound Thai guy?
yeah.
It's a very good point.
Yeah, they're gonna catch me and then they're gonna have a conversation with me. They're like,
can't
fuck,
wrestle?
Take this girl back wherever we found her.
That can't wrestle.
It's a good. Now, all right, good point. Now, is your boyfriend, is he upset? The guy with the red hair that you came to the comedy show with?
No, I don't have a boyfriend.
But you hooked up with that guy.
Well, yeah.
So you guys just boning.
Yeah.
That- now-
We have this.
Does he want more?
No.
And you're cool, right? Come
Yeah.
on. Do you want more?
No.
You
I'm
got.
going to Thailand by myself for 12 days.
Are you gonna go
Like,
bang a Thai guy?
She's
no.
gonna bang a lady boy.
Hey, you gotta try it all. You know. You don't know.
No, you don't have to try it all. Okay, that's. I hate people are so dumb with that shit. People are like, I had to do it. Why? Because it was my fear. My fear is being anally raped in prison, but I don't have to do it to overcome it. Some things you could just say, I don't want to experience that.
I think trying pho for the first time and anal rape might be like two different.
I'm just
kind
saying.
of things,
I'm just saying that people are like, oh, I have to do it because I'm scared of it. Yeah, I'm scared of getting my dick cut off. I don't have to fucking do it and try to reattach it.
I had a prostate exam once, and I'm never doing that again. I will get prostate cancer all over my face if I have to.
Oh, fuck.
Really, what happened? How old were you?
36, maybe?
And you were hurting down there?
I don't remember what it was.
So the guy put his finger up your ass?
Yeah.
And you're like, Doc, I have a
Oh,
cough. He's like,
man.
oh, well, put your pants
Damn.
down.
Some guys
Just
like that,
say,
actually. Sir, there are guys out there that like.
No,
like,
there is. I've never done it to anybody, but someone's like, oh, you could do this. I'm like, oh, I can do that? You're giving me
Permission?
to do
Wait,
Yeah,
it?
okay,
no.
That's
hold on.
fucking
Hold on, slow
weird.
down. Okay, so you're with a guy, right?
Yeah.
You guys are hooking up.
Well, no, we had actually, no. We're like, afterwards, after the thing's done, you start talking, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's weird. Like, he's like, oh, well, do you like having that done to you? I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to complain about it. He's like, yeah, me too. I was like,
Wait, you're not going to complain about guys putting their finger up your butt?
or like playing with it. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
oh.
But I'm not like, hey, do this to me. But then he was like, oh, yeah, me. I was like, oh, that's
This
fucking.
is very personal.
Now did
kinda
he?
weird.
Now, did it turn you off when he said he was into that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Right. Yeah, I know. My girl tried. I'm like, no, keep that away. Like, that's not even like the
I don't
pinky.
judge. I'm not
I don't
gonna
even want a
judge.
pinky up there. I just don't want to. I don't know. It's not my thing. Everything feels good enough. We don't have to go overboard. Sometimes you just have to be cool.
Just
with
the nipple. Don't
sometimes
leave out
you're,
the nipples,
sometimes
huh?
you're cool with the meal. You don't have to. You don't have to bring in a new restaurant. I like the food I'm eating right now. I don't have to try out brand new shit. So okay. But all right. So what do we learn? People. Alyssa likes a little stuffed under her butt, but it's okay. So that guy that you brought to the show, he seemed like the kind of guy that was into that, right?
No. He's cool though. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
All right. Cool.
He's super into fighting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Can
that
he
was
fight?
weird. I don't know. I don't know.
So he's kind of like a fanboy.
Yeah. Like he's like, oh, like the UFC. I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool.
Did he ask for your autograph afterwards, or like,
No.
did you go over your fights?
Did you
Well,
like
it's
beat
like
him
this-
up in the bedroom?
No, because I don't like. I mean, I already told you, like, I don't tell people I fight. Most people don't know I fight. So then he saw my Instagram. He's like, oh my god, you fight? That's so cool. I was like, oh yeah, you like that stuff.
Oh, so that kind of turned you off too, though, right?
She's
I'm
like, you
not
like
off.
that bitch?
But you were like,
Not
now
off, but it's like, yeah.
because you don't feel special because he's into the whole fighting thing. It's
Not
like,
even special. I don't. Not that I don't like that about myself, but like usually when people are like, "Oh, you're a fighter. That's so cool," and then they're like, "Oh yeah, your nose. You kind of look like. Oh yeah, your ears." It's like, okay, well now.
right,
Yeah,
okay.
like you look like a fighter. It's like, oh, I don't.
See now, Eve, did you get a lot of groupie chicks throwing themselves at you?
No,
No,
not really.
no girls from the Bahamas. Those big girls with the big boobs and stuff.
No.
No.
Nah, I mean, it's a small place. The island, Nassau, New Providence is 27/7. My whole family, like everybody knows everybody, and so they've known me my whole life anyway. It's not a big deal. It's not like I don't go home and it's like, oh Eve, like let me look at my. That's not how it works.
By the way, there's a thing on the underground where Prime Eve Edwards. They say Prime Eve Edwards could take anybody in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice.
That's
That
a.
is nice.
It's nice that they would say that.
Do you agree?
That's
I agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean?
I agree.
All right.
Fuck
That
with
is a
anybody.
super nice.
Yeah,
thing to say.
I believe it too.
Yeah.
It's so weird the way that like some guys like just some guys fall off and some guys don't. Like I was thinking about that the other day, like how Rashad Evans versus Phil Davis, right? I thought Phil was going to win that fight going into it.
Yeah.
And Rashad took him apart.
Yeah.
But now you look at like how far Rashad kind of has fallen a little bit, and how Phil Davis is still like he's still hanging in there. Like he's still probably I would put him up against anybody. Certain guys like in their peak, and then certain guys like it's strange the way that kind of works sometimes.
You know what? It's hard to say because you don't know what injuries they've gone through, what emotional things they went through. And one of the interviews I saw with Rashad Evans was after he had lost to that guy that they called Dad Bod, that old judo guy.
Yeah.
Kelly.
And he was like, man, this isn't going to stop me. Like, I'm going to keep going. Like, I'm still hungry. And it's like, that's awesome to hear. But it's like, man, I mean, he's already older. I mean, not that he's on his way out, but I feel like he has definitely gone past his prime.
There's a psychological aspect to that, and it's a really weird thing because I kind of get it now. Like if I feel like if I was in the same headspace at 36, 37 that I am right now, I would do a lot. I would fare a lot better, you know. But there's something about that. There's something about being on top, losing, and then finding a confidence that you had, because it's just fighting. Confidence is huge. It's huge in fighting. I mean, that's the intangible that nobody ever really accounts for. Like Conor McGregor fully believes in himself. Like, do you think Conor McGregor could get Chad Mendes off of him? You know what I mean? That's not a real thing. But Conor McGregor believes it, and he believes it enough, so much so that all I need is one chance. Just one chance. I get him off of me, I'm gonna fucking take his head off, and that's how it works out.
Yeah, and then you see other guys where like they go on, like they start off the career 9-0, they get that first loss, and they lose 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Or even like Robbie Lawler, look at his streaks. I mean, he lost to Mayhem and Nick Diaz, and the other guy now he ended up winning like 7 in a row, 8 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Robbie Lawler, I mean, he left the UFC for a little bit, came back, beat the fucking brakes off Josh Koscheck, and like kind of ever since that, it was like,
Yeah,
He
confidence.
was a monster.
dude, Lawler's been in the game a long time. I'm a big fan of Lawler.
Yeah, he's like a
fucking
nice
bad.
guy too.
Robbie's awesome.
Super nice guy.
Robbie's
I
awesome.
like all the. I haven't met an AT&T guy that I don't like. That whole camp I like.
Yeah?
They're doing something right.
Everyone?
Well, the guys who I keep to my show. I mean, Poirier came.
Dustin's good.
Dean came.
Dean's
Mursad came. He was super nice. Even Colby. I like Colby.
Yeah.
Colby was nice when I met him. What do you think about Colby's antics?
The way that people are selling themselves to get fights now, Like I don't have a problem with what he's doing to get himself a fight. Sports entertainment and all that, but the sport is still a sport, and it still has to have some aspects of the sport. That really bothers me with that fight not happening. With the other two, he's ranked number 3. Robbie, if Robbie wins this fight, Robbie should get another shot. If Colby wins his next fight, Colby should get the shot after that, right? This whole thing about money fights and this and that. Tyron says that he doesn't that Colby isn't ready to fight him. He hasn't put in the work. He's put in the work to get to number 3. That's work right there. You know, the other 2 guys that are ranked ahead of him, you've already fought them. You beat one of them once, and draw once, and then you knocked out.
What do you
Robbie.
think about him saying like, "Oh, Brazil, you filthy animals," and you know, places to dump?
I think that is overboard, but that's a personal thing. Like that's just for me. I'm just like, yeah, I don't dig that. I don't like that. But if you want to do that and that's how you want to sell yourself, that's who you want to be, you know, that's who you want the public to believe you are, then that's it. My thing is just like, if you want someone to believe something about you, just be that person.
But you've hung out with Colby. He's not like that in person.
He's not like that in person, no, but I mean, he has his strong opinions on some things, and
it's hard too. I mean, when you're walking out to the cage and you have people saying, "We're gonna kill you,
Yeah.
you're gonna die." It's like, man. And then afterwards, I mean, he said it after the fight too. So after the fight, you got adrenaline rush and you just won. You know,
you're still
like,
pissed off
and you're
about
still
that.
pissed off. You know what I mean? So it's.
So I'm not hating on that at all.
Yeah, I'm not hating on it either. It's kind of a hard. I mean, he's not a hothead, but yeah, he just came out of a situation where he fought somebody and he's mad. And yeah, I mean, if someone were to tell me, I mean, to single out Brazilian people, I mean, that's something, you know, that went through his filters. But I mean, if someone were to yell at me like, "Oh, we hope you die," this and that, it's like, man, yeah, fuck those people.
And
I'm
some
not
people,
Brazilian, but
can't
yeah.
compartmentalize. I mean,
Yeah.
he's talking about he's judging the whole country on the group of people that have been around him all week that are fight fans.
And he trains with a lot of Brazilians at
Yeah.
ATT, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sure they feel where he's coming from.
By the way, did you see the Mogwai fight?
The what?
Mogwai, your girl lost. Your girl won. In Combate, Paulina versus
and Kira.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I know. I was going for Paulina.
Really? Why?
Yeah. I don't like Kira. She's talked a lot of shit and she acts on. You know, even when we had the conversation, I called her out on our stuff and I was like, you know, you said all this shit on Facebook and this and that. She's like, no, I didn't single you out. I was talking about the other atomweights. I'm like, okay, you're talking about all the other atomweights, but not me. You know, because I'm here talking to you about it. Like, no, her, and
There's
she
a whole
knows
little
too.
like Latina 105-pound beef. They're all like
I'm
hot.
cool with Paulina.
They're all
I'm
cute
cool
and
with
hot
Paulina.
and like little.
You know what's funny
and
is
angry.
I really don't have beef with anybody. I mean, I don't think you need to hate somebody to fight them.
But if you had to make
but
out with either Paulina or Mogwai, who?
Paulina, just
really?
yeah.
Just cause?
Because I don't like Kira.
All right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
But
like
yeah.
you wouldn't like hate Strapper.
What's that?
I don't know. All right. So
He
anyway,
thought that was a lesbian
Holy
gay
hell.
girl thing.
But
put a strap on. And like,
I actually didn't see the fight. I just saw the results.
Yes. It
Yeah.
was Mogwai. Her wrestling.
Yeah.
She got really good
She hasn't
wrestling.
fought a real wrestler, so.
Whoa!
fight.
Whoa! Bam! Bam!
Boom! Boom!
Shots
Shots
fired.
everywhere.
Well, listen, Eve. What do you got coming up? Talk to me.
Back on the desk for Vitor Uriah Hall. That one should be fun. We got a fight party on Saturday night with Robbie Lawler and RDA.
TFTI.
And where can people watch that?
You can watch that here on Pluto TV, Fight Channel. We're going to be live. You can have a lot more fun watching the fights with us than listening to those guys talk about what these guys are doing,
Yeah.
what they should do. Listen to us talk about what we've been doing.
They're like, we heard
and
they
what we're
like to
going
paint on the side.
Yeah.
And like all these
Yeah,
stupid
exactly.
fucking facts.
Andrew, what do you got coming up? Talk to me.
Fight Party Live this Saturday.
Right.
Saturday night.
And by the way, Andrew now is doing the Glory undercard.
Roy Kickboxing
And his
Undercard.
mustache is now gone. That's probably the greatest thing about it.
Professional commentator.
And Pluto TV sponsors Alyssa. That's pretty fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
Sure do.
Hell yeah.
You're welcome.
You guys should make some like Pluto TV underwear or something.
Okay, that's nice.
Extra small.
All right, this is becoming really creepy. Way creepier than my nipple thing. All right, Alyssa, what do you have coming up?
Nothing really. I'm just healing up. Kind of just I fought a lot this year, so just taking a little break.
You're helping me coach wrestling today.
Yeah.
She's coming to my
Yeah.
middle school, and she's going to coach the kids. We have
Yeah.
a girl on the team.
Nice.
And
So,
she has a sweet ass fucking double leg.
She's dope. She's dope. I will be at the Laugh Factory this Friday night in Hollywood. Me, Tony Rock is on the card. Not the card, on the Tony Rock and a couple other people. Me, Tony. It's a really, really good show. So, also...
Which camera are we on?
Maz Jabrani. What?
As he's giving his his what do you call it?
My schedule?
Yeah, you give your schedule. I'm gonna do the Thug Jitsu challenge.
This is Hinato's favorite part too.
All right. Also, Friday night, I was like, December 25th to the 31st, I am in Las Vegas at the Stratosphere, Las Vegas, California. This is not Las Vegas, Nevada. I'll be in Temecula, Pachanka Casino, January 5th, 6th, and 7th. And then San Diego at the Comedy Palace, Friday, January 12th and 13th. And Seattle, Washington, January 18th, 19th, and 20th. And Calgary, Alberta at the Comedy Cave, January 23rd to the 28th. This isn't annoying at all. Okay, so thank you, everybody. Thank you, Brittney Palmer, for calling in. She just blocked me on my cell phone, too. Thank you, everybody else. And hope you guys are doing well. Love you guys. Thank you. Thanks, Andrew. Take care.